Sri Sai Tapovanam, Chapter 5 and 6. So we'll start with Chapter 5. Whenever there is a languishing of Dharma, I create myself, for it is part of my primal resolution or sankalpa to protect the spiritual structure of the universe. I lay aside my formless essence and assume a name and a form suited to the purpose for which I come. Whenever evil threatens to vanquish good, I have to come and save it from decline. Baba. Revitalization of temples. Badrinath. Bhagavan has often proclaimed that one of the important purposes of his incarnation is the revitalization of the divine potency of deities in ancient temples. As a part of the program on 11th June 1961, Baba set out on a journey to the famous Badrinath temple situated in the Himalayas in Uttar Pradesh. He was accompanied by his parents as well as several devotees. Sri Burgula Ramakrishna Rao, governor of UP, joined the pilgrims at Haridwar. Baba quipped with them, "Normally devotees go to Badri to see Lord Narayan there. You are going there in the company of Lord Narayan to see the idols installed in the temple." Baba described the spiritual glory of the Badrinath temple thus. The great ascetic Adi Shankaracharya prayed to Lord Shiva and received from him 5 lingams. He installed them, one each in Badri, in the Himalayas, Puri, Sringeri, Dwarka, and Chidambaram. As nearly 200 devotees watched in fascination in the Badrinath temple, Baba waved his open hand and materialized a plate of gold that held 1,000 petals golden lotus. He placed the golden lotus in another plate made of silver. By another movement of his hands, he produced a lingam. He explained that it was Netra Lingam installed underneath the idol of Lord Badrinath by Adi Shankara himself 1200 years ago. While the idol is visible to visitors and worshipped by them every day, the lingam lay concealed ever since its installation. Only now was it brought to view by Baba for worship. Netram in Sanskrit means eye. True to its name, the Netra Lingam clearly showed a wide open eye. Baba placed it in the golden lotus. With another wave of his hand, he now produced a vessel of silver filled with sacred waters of Gangotri, the place of origin of the Ganges. Baba touched the bottom of the vessel with his finger, and when he withdrew it, water began to fall on the Netralingam Abhishekam. The touch of his finger apparently made a hole in the bottom of the vessel. When the Abhishekam was over, Sri Sai Baba shook his hand, and gold and silver flowers flowed out and covered the Netralingam as Abhishekam of flowers. Lord Shiva is reputed to be particularly fond of tumi flowers. When the temple priest mentioned this to Baba, he materialized a heap of fresh tumi flowers. The Netralingam was now worshipped with those blossoms. Bhagwan revitalized the Netralingam through his worship and with his miraculous powers restored it to its original invisible place beneath the idol of Lord Badrinath. On return to Puttaparthi, Baba addressed the devotees who could not make the trip to Badrinath. "Do not feel disappointed," he told them, "that you could not undertake the pilgrimage and missed out on the spiritual reward thereof. Lord Sri Narayan is surely here beside you, with you, right in front of you. Have this Narayan's darshan to your heart's content. Why do you crave for the darshan of the ideal form of Narayan situated at a far off place? Worship this living form of Narayan, who is right before your eyes at the very place with devotion and dedication, and attain spiritual bliss." Varanasi. There is another ancient place of worship which received similar grace and diffusion of spiritual efficacy at the divine hands of Bhagwan. This time it was a trip to Varanasi. on 2nd April 1961. Swami's parents and Sri Burgula Ramakrishna Rao, then governor of Uttar Pradesh, and others accompanied him. On nearing the lingam of Lord Vishweshwara, master of the universe, Baba produced Kailasha Vibhuti in his usual way and applied on the lingam's face in three broad bands. He also materialized sandalwood paste and used it to decorate the lingam with a broad circular dot in the center of the vibhuti bands. Then he created a golden ornament represented with three circles of glittering diamonds, rubies, and emeralds. He placed it in the midst of the dot of sandalwood paste. In the wink of an eye, the piece remained stuck there firmly. Lord Vishwanatha, the Lord of Varanasi, looked all the more glorious. Somnath. On the invitation of Rajmata of Jamnagar, Baba visited the Somnath temple in Gujarat. Soma means Sa plus Uma, that is, Lord Shiva, together with his consort Uma, also known as Parvati. It is well known in history that King Muhammad of Ghazni invaded India several times. He ransacked this rich temple again and again and carried away huge hoards of jewelry of gold and diamonds. On the last raid, he uprooted the majestic Shiva Lingam and looted large quantities of precious stones and embedded underneath the deity. In place of the original lingam, thus desecrated, the temple priests installed a new stone lingam and ever since carried on the prescribed sacred services to the newly anointed deity. Digvijay Sahib, the Maharaja of Jamnagar, was keen to restore the temple to its pristine glory. It entailed expense, of enormous labor as well as resources. Despite these problems, he persisted with his mission and finally crowned the beauty of the temple by erecting a mighty tower named Digvijay Gopuram. It was inaugurated by Bhagwan Sai Baba. Entering the sanctum sanctorum of the temple, he materialized golden bilva leaves and showered them on the 4 feet high lingam as Abhishekam. By his divine will, he brought out the lingam into his hands and showed it to the gathering. It was shimmering bright like lightning. After revitalizing it with his divine touch, he did not return it to its earlier invisible abode as he had done in Badrinath. Instead, he declared, "From now on, this temple shall ever remain free from any attack. No despoiler from any quarter shall lay his evil eye or hand on this temple. There is no danger. I am therefore making this lingam freely available for public darshan and worship by devotees." He then materialized a silver pitham and installed the lingam thereon. Dwarka. During that trip, Baba and the attendant devotees reached Dwarka, the abode of Lord Krishna. Swami made his way into the temple precincts and sanctified them with a touch of his divine feet. Lord Sai Krishna of the present age gave darshan to thousands of people gathered. He then proceeded to the sea shore, followed by devotees. Asking them to sit around him on the sands, he made a small mold of sand, inserted his hand into it, and pulled out a figure of Lord Krishna. This wondrous event has made the Dwarka temple replete with divine potency, declared Bhagwan Sai Baba. Sri Sailam. Another ancient temple that attains spiritual rejuvenation at the divine touch of Sri Satya Sai is the temple of Lord Shiva in Sri Sailam in Andhra Pradesh. Bhagwan visited this temple on 5th January 1963, and as at the Somnath temple, here too Baba entered the sanctum sanctorum, produced golden bilva leaf and golden tumi flowers, and showered them on Lord Mallikarjuna in Abhishekam. Pandharpur. On 13th June 1965, Baba visited Pandharpur in Maharashtra, where Lord Krishna is worshipped as Panduranga Vitthal. As he entered the inner sanctum sanctorium and had darshan of Lord Panduranga and his consort Rukmini, he created an opal gem set and adorned the neck of the goddess. These are occasions when Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Baba visited important places of worship and recharged and revitalized the spiritual potency of the presiding deity. Every temple is, after all, the sacred abode of Swami himself. Human body is but the seed of God, it is a temple in itself. The possessor of human body is truly God. Every human being should ponder over the inner meaning and significance of the form and structure of the temple. Resucitation of Vedic Dharma. A few months after returning from Badrinath, Bhagwan decided that yajna should be performed at Prashanti Nilayam. At his instructions, several Vedic scholars from northern India and from areas of Konasima in Andhra Pradesh gathered at Parthi. Baba gave directions to the performance of the yajna strictly in accordance with Vedic structures. Baba announced, as a part of a mission of my incarnation,